The weather was sweltering, and when sleeping at home, I naturally dressed lightly. Thus, my hot pants were barely long enough to cover my buttocks. The texture feels pretty good. It's quite realistic and even warm, Mr. Palmer remarked as he fondled me. The bizarre sensation made me clench my teeth, too afraid to make a sound. If anyone were to discover I was being mistaken for a doll, it would be over for me. But then, to my horror, I felt those hands beginning to tug at the waistband of my hot pants. Hot pants were naturally very short, and for comfort while sleeping, I hadn't even fastened the waistband. In fact, they could practically be slipped off with just a gentle tug. I didn't expect it to feel so real. This new batch of dolls really is something else, Mr. Palmer said excitedly. He seemed to be leaning right over me from behind, and I could distinctly feel the warmth of his breath as he exhaled and spoke. My heart raced with a mix of panic and anger, yet I didn't dare move a muscle. I was terrified of the embarrassment that would follow if I were discovered. What should I do? What on earth could I do? Mr. Palmer had already pulled down my hot pants, leaving only my thin underwear underneath. It even has panties, and with a lace trim too. Mr. Palmer's voice grew increasingly excited. He kept stroking my buttocks, and the warmth of his touch made my heart pound wildly in my chest. Suddenly, I felt something warm, damp, and soft press against my thigh. Was that Mr. Palmer's mouth? In that instant, it felt like a bolt of lightning flashed through my mind. Realizing this possibility, I was flooded with shame and panic. Yet, for some reason, I also felt a faint, thrilling stir of excitement. My rational mind screamed at me to shout out loud and stop Mr. Palmer right now. But another voice inside me told me I should absolutely not do that. Mr. Palmer must have mistaken me for a doll. If he were to find out now, how embarrassing would that be? How could I ever face him again? We were neighbors and saw each other almost every day, so I really shouldn't have let things escalate to that point. Mr. Palmer ran the antique shop next door and had always carried himself with the poise of a scholar. Other than that, he was also a gentle, dignified, and handsome older gentleman. So, surely he wouldn't do anything to a doll in the storeroom, would he? I silently prayed that as long as I wasn't discovered, it would be fine. I just needed to hold still and endure this a little longer. This thigh is so smooth. Where is this from? I'll have to ask Allison later. I want to buy one too. Perhaps too excited, Mr. Palmer's warm breath brushed against the back of my knees as he spoke, raising goosebumps all over my skin. The next second, I suddenly felt a pair of warm hands cut my most private area.